Well, the first thing I have here is an array, basically a normal array, and this is called a one-dimensional array. Now, what if we wanted a two-dimensional array? Well, basically we're going to do, let's just do a little array, and we're going to do 1. So now what we're saying is a two-dimensional array, because we have a comma right here, and we have two sets of values. Now you could actually have this blank, but you have to initialize the you'd have to initialize it to what basically this says you can have any amount of indexes and any amount of elements in those indexes. But first, before you even understand what I just said, let's just do it. Let's just leave it like this. Basically, this is saying any number of indexes and any number of elements. You basically specify them yourself. So we're going to set this equal to a normal array like that. Now, you're thinking, if you set it to a normal array, that's a bit weird for a two-dimensional array. Well, actually, I lied. We're going to put two sets of brackets in here, 4 brackets. Just do 2 brackets on the outside and 2 brackets on the inside. Now, basically what this does, the 2 brackets on the inside separates indexes. This is called index 0. Index 1 will be a comma, and then another set of brackets. This is called index 1. This is called index 0. Index 1, index 0. Sounds like watch on, watch off, watch on, watch off. Anywho, now we're going to do a two-dimensional array with 2 indexes. Well, 3 because we're starting from 0, but I'm just going to say 2. And this is going to be, we're going to set the values of this to 1, 2, not tab, used to Eclipse, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now that we have our 3 indexes, which this will be called 2 if we're putting it in here, this will be basically if you're going to initiate a variable that way, say you wanted 2 indexes, that would be basically 3 of these, like this. And if you wanted 3 elements in here, you put 2 there. So this has 2 elements, but the number to declare 2 elements would be 1, or yeah, 1. So we're actually going to leave this blank. So basically what I'm saying here, we're actually going to show this to make this a ton of simpler. There's actually a different way to explain two-dimensional arrays with like tables and stuff like that, but I really think there's no point in that. You guys can Google that if you really want to know how to do it that way, but I think this is much easier to understand. Now we're going to display at index 0, remember, that is this first set of brackets like this, and this is index 1, index 2, and we're going to display what element, this is basically this argument is what element we want to display. You can either display 0 or 1. Now each index starts over at 0. So this is a new index, so this 3 is 0, and this is 1. This is a new index, so this is 0, and this is 1. So let's just do 0, 0. Now you guys can probably already guess what this is going to display. Index 0, which is this first set of brackets, and index, this is 0, and my phone's ringing. I'm going to pause this. I'm back, guys. Sorry about that. I have a rebellious brother that gets missing a lot. Now it's pretty much a phone call about that. And I have no idea where I left off at because it's been an hour since I did this. But I think I was at describing what index this is and what we're accessing. Basically, we're going to show a message box that shows index 0 and the first element. So the first element will be 1. So this, we're just going to run this, and you should get 1. And what if we wanted to run 3? Well, then we'd go to the second index, because 0 is the first. Then we'd go to, it's still 0, and you get 3. Now you could actually do 3-dimensional arrays and get on. You can go all the way up to 32 dimensions. Well, we're not going to talk about 3-dimensional arrays, because if you're really serious about and you really need a 3-dimensional array, just Google it, because I will just confuse you guys with this tutorial and you'll have no idea what I'm talking about. But if you want to know a little bit, basically just think of the dimensions as X, Y, and Z, and that's pretty much all I'm going to tell you, because